This kind of summarizes the question, which is just the idea of, they're talking about, if they would be better off. I think what they're trying to get at here is if they would be better off playing at a larger buy-in with that attracts fewer players, but players that are maybe a little bit more serious about the game, as opposed to playing more tournaments at lower stakes where you're dealing with people who are far more recreational and maybe running into these spots where
this is a should I move up to where they respect my raises type of question.
Exactly.
And the answer, like I actually like people often will laugh at this type of question, like, and say like, oh, if you can't beat lower stakes, you're never going to beat higher stakes. And I actually don't think that's true, right? Because of what we just talked about with the table selection. If you are a player that just struggles playing against these player types that are seeing lots of flops, and you more are comfortable with the more correct version of poker where you're only seeing 2 or 3 people to a flop and they're playing a little tighter but more aggressive when they do enter pots, like you may do better at those higher limits where they do respect your raises. The problem with that is that you're not a complete poker player if you're only capable of playing against that one type of player. And it's very important to spend some time learning how to better your game against that first player type that's, again, just seeing too many flops, because you're going to see, just like you said in the question here, you're going to see those players all over the place. Every new tournament attracts new players like this. You go to Vegas, these big events, you're going to see a ton of recreational players that don't know what they're doing and aren't very good. So if that's the player type you need to be best against, yeah, it's good that you can play against the best GTO pros in the world, but you're not going to face them that often. You're going to face just, your average Joe most of the time. As far as, getting to the question with preflop raising, these players still call. We've touched on this before. Start raising bigger and just see where that line is for people. Because if you're playing a 1-3 game and making it $9 or $10 is not getting fold, start making it 12. That's not getting fold. Start making it 14. Make it 15 or 18. Just there's a point where people are going to start folding, and you need to find that point. And you're often playing a kind of almost a higher limit than you signed up for by doing that. But if you're playing tight and you're thinning the field by doing it, you're going to make a lot of money doing that. So.